We are supposedly here, Internet. We're going live across all platforms talking about, well, all sorts of stuff today. Been an interesting day in the world, and I promised we were going to be talking about what is it like to end up with a whole bunch of followers and have people start recognizing you. And I think internet fame, Brooks, is, I hate using the word fame because it just seems kind of weird. Like, I have 3.5 million total followers across all the platforms. Is that considered famous, or do you have to have like 10 million to be famous?
I think you're pretty dang famous. Everywhere we go, someone knows who you are, so I would consider that fame.
Yeah, that's been kind of the thing. Is you're right. Everywhere we go, but
Right.
Banana always has to. I was going to show people my. Let's see. I'm logging into my YouTube channel here. What is it like financially to be YouTube famous? I'll actually show people my. 1.4. I'm showing people my behind the scenes of my YouTube revenue page right there. $1.4 thousand is what I've made this month, and that's for 16 short form videos and 2 long form videos. So
Let's see another creator show their earnings like that. No one else would do that.
I'm happy to do it. This shows my, let's see, Blind Surfer P. Custon, 2,538,996 followers. Yeah, $1.4K thousand this month. Blind people don't have better senses is the video I just posted this morning. It's got 19,000 views. That's pretty good. And let's see, where's the last unboxing? Where is it? Oh, artist one. This is all.
This is how Pete scrolls his phone, by the way.
Yeah, you just tap left. So people say, how do you find stuff? You just tap left and right, and it takes you to the next thing. So there's 100 comments. The one thing you shouldn't do to a blind guy is my last video. That's got 91,000 views. Is this a weird magnetic stick? Can you understand this stuff at this speed?
Not at all.
240,000 views on my last blind guy unboxing. I'm starting to think, I feel like I should just go full-time unboxing, because those videos generally do. They like start at 250,000 and go up to 4 million. Should I just be like full-time unboxing guy?
I mean, whatever works, right?
It does work, but I never really set out to be an unboxing guy. I set out to like share my story and talk to people and inspire people and stuff like that. But yeah, so I was showing that it was $1,400, and people are like, oh, that sounds like good money for social media. But that's 16 short form videos, 2 long form videos, 18 videos total, $1,400. That's like $90 per video.
And how many hours do you put into a video?
Like for the week, I'm doing like a 40-hour work week. Between all the shooting on the weekends and the editing and the shooting and the blind guy unboxings, they do take hours. I'm sitting there forever fiddling with things and trying to put stuff together.
So you're making like $1,500 a week.
No, it's $1,400 a month.
A month, yeah.
So it's 300.
It's like 300 something for 40 hours of work.
$350 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, $350 a week.
That's way below minimum wage.
And that's actually if I didn't spend anything on the videos, if I didn't have to pay for music rights, help with editing, pay for people to take me out surfing, pay for people to film. I mean, it's generally what I feel like you're watching when you watch me on the internet, especially doing the lives and stuff. I feel like people are watching someone with a really bad addiction. Like, I'm addicted to making the videos. I'm addicted to connecting with my audience and talking to people and connecting with everyone and spreading a positive message. Although there are days, I will admit, where I get a little snarky in the comment section and I might make an enemy or two. I've done that. But for the most part, I try.
I've been known to do that once or twice.
I don't know. I gotta do better with the when you hear the same question for the billionth time, and I always associate like this condescending tone to the comments sometimes, like if you were blind, and I could stand to do a little better in the comment section. But for the most part, I feel like social media has been a real plus in my life. Just allowing me to talk about something that's happened to me. It's like almost therapy for me. And I did want to talk about some of the actual thing. Can I start with one positive thing, like a really positive interaction I had?
Sure.
There was one time I tried walking to the dentist by myself, and the dentist office isn't that far away, but between here and there is this really big intersection. And it's kind of frightening. Like the cars going both ways are going super, super fast. And I press the button, I find the button, and it's supposed to, start going bloop, bloop when you're supposed to be able to walk. And the damn thing isn't working. Doesn't work at all. And, Banana had offered to drive me, and I was trying to be all like, I can do it myself. I'm totally independent. So, and with the moment the thing isn't working, I'm getting like stressed out. I'm like, this sucks. Like, I'm starting to think like I either just got to step in front of traffic and hope it's not coming, or I'm going to have to call Banana for help, which is super embarrassing. And I start getting like this cold sweat. Like being out in public near a busy road when you can't see is pretty scary.
Yeah.
And so I was literally making the decision, like trying to listen for traffic, which tell you what, if this was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I was much more comfortable. Even in the city of Boston where I used to live, you listen for cars, and if one's coming, you don't step out in front of it. But these days, people like you and your stupid Tesla gonna run me over, and I won't hear you coming.
Hey, it makes some noise, man.
It does make a little noise.
It's like,
yeah, a little bit. But I was just about to, I'm like, I think nobody's coming. And then I start to hear a car, and I hear a car literally pull up and like stop. And then I hear a guy go, Pete. And I'm like, I'm thinking it's you because you live in the neighborhood. Or
sound like me?
it just, it was someone, they were like halfway across the road, and I just hear a
Okay.
guy's voice is like, Pete. And I'm like, I was about to say Brooks, or maybe I thought it was our neighbor Fred or something. And I was like, huh? And he's like, Pete Guston, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, huge fan. I'm like, cool. And meanwhile, I'm like, I was partially annoyed because I'm like trying to cross the road, and this guy's trying to do a fan interaction. And he's like, hey, are you wanting to cross the street? And I'm like, yeah, I am actually. He's like, hold on. And the guy, I hear his car door open. I didn't hear him move the car. He just opens the car door, and I heard he runs like across the street, gets to me on the sidewalk. He's now left his car in the middle of the intersection, as far as I can tell.
What?
Yeah, he left his car in the middle of the intersection. He says to me, he's like, I put my hazards on, come quick. And so he grabs me by the elbow. He's like, you're going to that side, right? And he kind of like gestures me to the other side of the street. I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, let's go. And he kind of like jog walks me across the street, and we get to the other side, and he's like, is this where you need to be? I'm like, yeah, my house is literally on the other side of this block. And he's like, perfect. He's like, I got to get back to my car, but I just want to say, love your videos. I'm like, no way. I'm like, I just got like rescued by a fan. That was super cool.
Well, that's nice. It's a nice little support system that you've gotten.
It was really funny. And then I posted about that a while ago, and someone of course is like, well, that's nice for you, but what about other blind people in your town that are bummed out that the crossing walk thing doesn't beep? I was like, I don't know. Maybe they're better at orientation and mobility than I am. I hope so, because I'm bad at it. Unless that thing is beeping, I don't really like stepping in front of traffic.
Understandably.
In terms of like, I feel like I actually thought this. I remember before I was even doing social media, and I still had a little vision. I would check out Instagram stories, and right around Christmas time, everybody was talking about like, hey, check out this, cologne, or hey, check out this razor blade, or check out these socks. And I felt like creators were just constantly getting mailed free stuff all the time. And even me at what 3.5 million total followers right now, I don't get anything for free. Like I've gotten I've done a
Oh,
couple.
you're getting a lot of food, right?
Have I? Oh, but that's from the fans. Like that's but there's like no companies that are like, hey, showcase our.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like all these companies are dying to say. There was one pretty funny one. Like I just hit 1 million subscribers. And I want to check, is our side view camera working? I just tried to switch over to it. Is that one on?
Yes, it is.
What up, side view camera? And I'd gotten to like 1 million subscribers, and there was this local surf company. I forget the name. It was like Red Tide or Epic Tide or something like that up in Huntington Beach. And a friend of a friend connects us. He's like, this new wetsuit, he wants to come down and give it to you. And I was like, sure, I'll take a free wetsuit. So the guy comes down. I think it just started the company. He just started to try and like promote it and everything. Comes down here, has me try on the wetsuit at the house. It's like the middle of summer, and it's like pretty hot. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll put the wetsuit on. I go into the bathroom. I change into the thing. I come out, and they're both. He's like, hey, we're gonna film me. I'm like, okay, fine. So they film me. I talk about the wetsuit for like a long time because I figured I was going to get a wetsuit. The least I could do is give him like a little free. Or a little talk about like, yeah, it fits great. I mean, you don't know until you go in the water what a wetsuit feels like, though. But I'm trying to give my best take on the wetsuit as far as I can tell. And so then he takes pictures of me in the wetsuit holding my surfboard, me in the wetsuit holding my surfboard next to him. So it's like an hour and change of me in the wetsuit. And he's like, cool. he's like, yeah, if you could just, you want to take that off, we'll be on our way. I'm like, what? He like literally had me like try it on, and then he took a million pictures and videos and he ended up posting them later.
Oh yeah, you told me this.
I didn't even get the free I didn't get a free wetsuit out of it. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had like a lot of misconceptions about social media. I thought there was a lot of money in it. I thought that there was going to be like a bunch of companies like beating down my door to be like, hey, but that's, fortunately that's not what it is for me. But then I wonder what other, like you tell me all the time, you feel like the youngest generation right now, you say that they want to get into YouTube or social media as a job, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of the kids, it's like the number one reported desired career path for them. They don't want to be doctors; they want to be you. But not X-nay on the voiceover stuff, just what you do otherwise.
Yeah, I don't really know how to respond. Like, I don't know what to make of that because I do it for community, for fun, for an outlet. Like I'm in the studio all day, every day reading voiceover copy anyway. And I feel like it's a fun creative outlet for me. But in terms of doing it for a job, like I finally this past year or two, I had a conversation with Banana. Like I've been sinking boatloads of my, worked for voiceover money into this YouTube thing.
Yeah, you've invested a ton.
Like a lot, like this whole setup. We got, just crazy amounts of money that just for this setup here, and then all the cameras we bought. So the people from GoPro who are local, they've hooked me up with a couple of their latest cameras. But between the computers and the mixing board and just everything that goes into all this,
if people could see what I'm looking at right now, I mean, it's impressive for a little home studio, especially one set up by a blind guy.
You can't see it on the side cam, can you? You can't
Not
see
really. You'd have
very
to kind
much.
of turn it a little bit, but yeah, there's this huge monitor in front of me. There's the soundboard. There's camera, we got multiple mics.
There's two cameras. You got a Sony over there.
Yeah, there's two cameras. I mean, it's pretty complex and not cheap, obviously.
No, and then and yeah, that one just kind of blows my mind. And then I get pissed. Like in the comment section, people are like, "Oh, look at you milking your blindness just to make some money." I'm like, no, that's not at all.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is people just don't know how much YouTubers make. People have no idea. And you didn't either until you started, right?
I remember I used to follow a guy, I still do, Stefan Johnson, who I got to meet at a Voice Arts Award. He's really big on TikTok. I think he's got like 12 million followers on TikTok, or maybe even more at this point. And he calls himself the Snack Daddy. He's out of Cleveland, Ohio. And he was getting a fair amount of I feel like it's easier when you're in that niche. I felt like he was getting like fast food sponsorships, drink sponsorships, food sponsorships. And I remember thinking, I'm like, this guy, he's only got to like make one video a day and he's probably making like tons of money for every sponsorship. And that was a misconception too. I remember thinking like, you only have to have one idea every day. Because I remember, when I was a creative services director at a radio station, I had to come up with like 20 ideas every day.
That's crazy.
But
I'm still surprised you come up with as many ideas as you do.
I'm kind of surprised that I can still now I do 4 videos a week plus a long every other week, and it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
You don't even use ChatGPT.
No. ChatGPT doesn't know my life.
That's true.
He doesn't know me.
You could give it a prompt, be like, "Hey, come up with little 1-minute bits of a blind surfer."
I did do that in the very beginning. I just when I first downloaded it, and it was like, you could show people what it's like to surf blind. I'm
right,
like,
it's terrible ideas. Yeah,
that's about right.
What blows my mind even still is even on your blind guy unboxings, how many little jokes you fit in just that short video. I mean, your scripting. I mean, I'm assuming some of it's scripted. I know a lot of it's not, but it's incredible how much content you come up with in this little 7-minute video.
It's blind guy unboxing it's actually for each it's usually about 1 minute per on the long forms. Like every item you see about a minute. Yep. I'm sitting there for about 15 to 18 minutes. Trying to fiddle with it, trying to figure out what it is, and then what I do is I try and go down the road of like, what would I do with this if it is what I think it is, which a lot of times is accurate, and a lot of times like I think it's like a fake rubber nose, and it actually was like a rubber poop, and so I'm sitting there with it on my face. Right. And I don't know. The funny thing is, I was with Anisha this weekend, and I'd unboxed this weird fidgety magnetic pen. And sometimes, because this is always something I'm just doing in between my actual job. And so sometimes I forget, like I just do it and forget. I did that whole thing with the magnetic pen, and I said, "Hey, if this is a pen, I'm going to write on this piece of paper." And then the video got produced, and I'm showing it to the camera, like, "Did I write on this?" I literally forgot to ask anybody if it wrote. I had no idea. So the video went live. Nish and I just finished surfing, and I was like, "Is something on the paper?" I never actually checked with anybody. A lot of times people are like, "I'd love to see your reaction to what things are after you find out." I'm like, sometimes I forget to ask.
Yeah.
I don't even, but it's
Move on.
and sometimes, when you come over here, I have to ask, like, is this thing safe to eat? Oh, that reminds me. I've got something in the other room. Someone sent me something that came in like 4,000 pieces. And I'm like, no, I can't do that one. I'm gonna have to show that to you afterwards. I like stuffed animals. I like fun food. I like a magic marker here and there, but someone sent me like this. It was I think it's a 3D puzzle that I'm supposed to assemble. I'm like, how am I gonna do that? I got the tactile Rubik's Cube. That was pretty cool.
You've gotten a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of cool food that I've also gotten to enjoy.
Oh, I forgot to get the snacks this week. The seaweed paper, which you liked. You got to try that last week. But have I, a lot of people ask me too, like, do I get a lot of voiceover work because of my notoriety on social media? And out of the 5 years I've been on social media and the thousands and thousands of auditions I've ever done, I've only been aware that I booked a job once because they knew who I was. And I'm not even sure if I booked it because of it, but their direction to me, Disney Plus came up with Willow. They were releasing Willow on their platform, and I was doing all the regular trailer style stuff, at the very end, like Willow on Disney Plus, streaming now, like those things. Then they did these like social media companion pieces, like Willow and her friends are going to be doing this thing this week, and it's going to be crazy. And the direction from Disney Plus, they sent it through my agent. They're like, just tell him to do what he does on the social media, like he's just talking to the camera. And I was like, oh, like that's kind of cool. I was curious to know if they had booked me because they heard of this stuff. But I would say for the most part, people doing booking of voiceover jobs and creative directors and copywriters and clients, like they're not watching my videos. They're just going through like the regular casting situation. Actually, that's okay. So I did Willow, and I forgot about this. I got discovered by Tour Design on TikTok, and Tour Design does all the major concerts that go across the nation. The very first one they had me do was a Kid Rock concert series.
Oh yeah.
I did the Marley. I've done so many. I'm going to forget a bunch. I did the Marley Brothers. It was like Bob Marley's kids when they went out on tour. They booked me. It's kind of funny to go from Kid Rock to the Marley Brothers.
That's your whole career. Is you're just on opposite ends of the spectrum for all your jobs. The most like diametrically different people hire you to do the same thing, and they don't even know it.
Yeah, I have found in my career the best thing to do is to be diversified. Like a lot of people want to do one thing really well. I've always been petrified. I don't want to be like the rock radio station guy, because like what if that dries up? What if you're not popular on rock radio anymore? Or, if I'm doing news and all of a sudden they switch the style of news. I've always tried to do as many things as possible. I was doing Medea Family Funeral the same time I was doing replicas in terms of movie trailers. It was like big funny comedy, big scary sci-fi movie. Like it was like always trying to, and then to stretch as far as I can. What's the most recent? I think if you're listening to the radio and the Rascal Flatts are coming to your town, I'm doing their most recent concert spots as well. I can't even. This is embarrassing because they're paying me to be there like spokes guy. But who are the Rascal Flatts? Like, what's their big hit? Can you sing one of them?
I have no idea.
I can't.
My mom used to listen to them, but I have no idea.
I'm sure I would know it. One of the weirder things I ever got hired for was the band Kiss. I believe it was like Gene Simmons' friend or good friend was their roadie, and before every single show, this guy would come out on stage and say, "You wanted the best. You got the best." And he was like screaming at the top of his lungs. And it was like the intro to every single Kiss concert ever. I believe it was like middle of last year. The guy passed away, unfortunately, but Gene Simmons and Kiss were out on tour and they wanted to keep doing that thing. And so somehow, I don't remember how they found me. I think they might have found me through tour design. They were like, we just need you to scream what this guy used to scream into a microphone. And for a handful of concerts, I think they were like in Budapest, they were in Japan, they were in some random places across the country. It was me introducing Kiss, going, "You wanted the best, you got the
I feel like
best."
I heard that somewhere.
Then the Kiss started doing some I've done some weird jobs. Kiss did some merchandising, and they were selling the Kiss keychain, which would record your own voice messages into it, but it came preloaded with me saying, "It's the you wanted the best, you got the best. It's the Kiss
Oh,
recording
dude.
keychain."
Maybe that's where I heard it.
Did
I
you?
don't know. I feel like I heard that somewhere and outside of knowing you.
That's kind of funny.
We did get a $2 super chat from the Haunted Researcher. He just says, "Hello, I like your shorts on YouTube."
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, haunted researcher. If you do a $3 super chat or more, I don't exactly know why that's the minimum, but if you do a $3 super chat, our really fun robot voice should read it out loud. I'm going to boost the volume to make sure it actually works. And Banana pointed out to me when she's here, and I guess she's sitting like right between the two of us. Superdog's head comes up when someone does that super chat. She said that Superdog's head literally was like right on top of her head. It was like perfectly superimposed on top of her head.
That's awesome.
Did you know that if you were my brother, a lot of people think that we're brothers, that you would have a 25% chance of having the same eyesight disease that I do, Stargate disease. You'd have a 25% chance of not having it and not passing it on. And you would have a 50% chance of not having it but being a carrier.
That's crazy.
I did that math. So in order to, it's an inherited retinal disease is what I have. And in order to get it, you have to have two parents, each of them carrying the recessive defect on the ABCA4 chromosome. And the reason that my eyesight has gotten worse over years, like I wasn't born with terrible eyesight, it's because the defect on my gene is responsible for creating a protein that cleans out leftover garbage basically in the back of your retina when you see light. So when you see light, a byproduct is created in your eye and your protein clears it away and then your retinas keep functioning as normal. When I'm exposed to light, when I see light, the garbage is created, it builds up on the back of my eye and slowly kills the cells, which is why my eyesight got worse over time. And that means like the more light that I see, the more light I expose myself to over the years, the more my eyes actually died, which is kind of crappy.
Well, that's part of your theory of why it's gone out, because you have to hold your eyes so close to your computer screen.
Yeah, a lot of people I meet with, they say they have this, not they say, they inform me that they have the same disease. And then they tell me like, yeah, I can still see people from about 20 feet away, but I can't really make out their face. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, I can't see anything anymore.
Yeah.
And it's because, I spent a lot of my working years, especially just with my face buried in a white computer monitor. And that was the worst possible thing for me, I guess, is being exposed to a bunch of light. What other, we're going to go through, what time is it right now?
5:21.
All right. In a few minutes, I think Banana's going to come and join us.
She texted. She said she's hanging by the pool.
Does that mean she's going to come up or she's not going to be doing the...
I don't think she's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
she's just going to hang in the pool today?
She just got in the chat, actually, and she said, "I'm just going to hang in the pool if that's cool." Banana emoji.
Oh, wait.
Thank you for joining the chat, Maggie.
Yeah, she's actually in the chat. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right. So then you and I can do it if you want. One of the, I was talking about, I wrote down, I'm going to expose you to some more of my text to speech.
I have a, the initial topic here was how your life's changed.
Yeah.
How has it been for you just personally when you're out in public and you know that people might know who you are now? Has that kind of changed the way you act in public, or has it kind of changed the experience of being in public for you?
It's changed the experience. I know for Banana a lot because, and it just sounds crazy to me because there's people that are just so much bigger with 10s, 20s, 100 million followers. And I don't feel like 3.5 million followers is a lot, But
But people know who you are everywhere you go.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Banana and I were hiking in the middle of Yosemite National Park, and we were on like a trail where there were some people, and some guy like yells and comes over and takes a selfie with us, and we're like, wow, we're in the. And then we went even further into Yosemite. We walked to Carlin Falls. We hiked Carlin Falls, which is truly the middle of nowhere. And there's this big waterfall. There's nobody around, and this girl and her boyfriend. I think they said they were from Canada. She's like, you're the TikTok guy, right? They were literally the only two people within like 10 miles. I'm like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
And Banana actually told me a couple things. She's like, it's mildly annoying, or not annoying, but like she always feels like she has to have, sometimes you just want to run and go get a bagel, right? Like you don't want to put on nice clothes or anything. She's like, when I go out with you, I feel like I like have to have my makeup done or like be wearing something presentable. She's like, I don't want to end up in a picture and look all like I'm just running out the door. I remember the first time she did it to me, she was going to run to the grocery store just to pick something up. She's like, can you just stay home? She's like, can you not come? Because she just didn't want to deal with being there and having to be part of the whole picture thing. I think it's personally kind of amazing. And generally the people have like a good story to tell me, like how they were inspired, or, they have, someone in their family suffering from visual and a lot of non-visual, like that guy Red, I meant, military dude, and he's dealing with above the knee amputation, and he was talking about how the channel's inspired him. So I'm always getting to hear other people's inspiring stories. Does it change the way I act in? I kind of,
not that you would act a fool anyway, but I mean, I guess more of what I'm asking is like going out now compared to your life before this. You wouldn't expect random people to know who you are.
no,
They might know your voice if they heard you, but now they see you.
yeah.
Just as a blind person, is there kind of maybe some anxiety that has to do with that? Like, are people seeing me and recognizing me? Do you think about that? I guess that's what I'm wondering.
But she'll tell me, because I'm always just in my own world. If we're
Yeah.
sitting at a table and I'm like eating, she's like, there's two kids behind you and they're gonna be coming over here at some point. I'm like, how do you know? And she's like, I can recognize the look. They're gonna come over here eventually. And then sure enough, like some kids will come over and be like, hey, blind surfer. I mean, do you catch, when you're with me, do you see them looking from a distance?
Yeah, I typically what I've seen when we're together and someone is looking at you from a distance, it's usually a kid and he's like pointing or just staring at you just like a deer in the headlights, and he's telling the parents, and the parents are like whispering like, "Come on, sweetie, go up and say something."
Yeah.
And then the kid's too scared, and so then the parent will just come up and say, my kid loves you. Can you get a picture with him? And you're very nice. And usually the child is so nervous they don't know what to say and
Yeah.
trip over their
When
words.
when the kids don't say anything, and I'm like, where are they? Like, is there actually a kid?
Yeah.
I've started to, I think it hits home for people. I think they finally start to understand, like, I don't, I don't think people like a lot of people aren't exposed to straight up blind people. And so they say, hey, can we take a picture? And I'll have to do the thing like, hey, who's holding the camera? And I'm doing that because I want them to say something. They'd be like, me. I'm like, okay, that's where the camera is. And sometimes like, hey, who's holding the camera? And I hear the voice like over there. I'm like, oh, it's over there. And then they're like, I feel like I get the sense like, oh my God, you really can't see. I'm like, yeah, I really can't see. This past weekend, Banana and I were sitting in front of a smoothie place right down the street from us. And there's this guy who's getting ready to go to basic training, God love him, military. And he said he was going to basic training the next day, but he came out and he wanted to talk to me. But he says I don't know he's there, obviously. And I hear his voice. He's like, hey, can I talk to him? He says that to Banana, and she's like, yeah, he's right there. You can talk to him. And she tried to say it as nicely as possible. And I asked her, I'm like, is that a blind thing or a famous thing? She's like, that's a blind thing. She's like, they need to get I feel like people do that to you. There's a couple spots where we surf where there's always someone that gets you first. Like, is that the blind surfer?
I think I'm your bodyguard or something. Banana is actually asking a question in the chat.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, she could come up here.
She says, does it worry you to put your hand around somebody for a picture in case you touch a butt?
Oh, jeez, I touch a butt. Who is she? There's someone, she was telling me, I think it's one of the guys in a band that she knows that hovers and refuses to
Keanu Reeves does that.
Oh, is that Keanu?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to touch anybody just in
He does
case?
the hand hover. It's always like, half-inch away.
You know what I do, so I don't end up touching. I've actually kind of got an excuse. In every picture I've ever taken, I throw a shaka. So that's what I'm doing with one hand.
That's a good one.
And my other hand, I've got the cane.
That's true.
So both of my hands are occupied. But I also do, because if I don't feel them next to me, I will generally try and put like an elbow or a shoulder kind of into them, like this basically, just so I know where they are.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not touching them, I'm kind of afraid it's going to be this awkward picture where they're like 3 feet away from me facing this way, and I'm 3 feet kind of like facing this way. So I do try and make like a little contact, but no, I've never touched a butt. I don't have a free hand to touch a butt. This is funny, Banana asking questions. Anybody other than Banana asking questions in the chat?
Kind of, but none that are interesting. So we'll just, I think we should do the video.
Yeah. So this is from a couple years ago. If you want to go open File Explorer, talking about the things that have happened to us, happened to me.
Transfer folder here.
Yeah. Give me 1 sec before we fire it off. But we're gonna go through the video that I recorded, that you and I recorded when we went to the Streamy Awards, and we got nominated for a video, and we got to meet a whole bunch of other social media people. It was a pretty crazy experience. Let's fire it up, share it with people, and talk about it as it goes.
So this is the only place where you'll get to see behind-the-scenes footage of all your favorite YouTube stars at the 12th Annual Streamy Awards, because
One of the best nights of my
was
life,
the only one that showed up with a camera. I was the only nerd who was like, I want to document this because it was my first time going.
I assumed everybody was going to be filming this thing.
We were the only ones.
Yeah, like you go to a social media award show, and you think everybody's going to be creating content.
Yeah.
I thought it was most of the people that went to this thing were like they'd been many, many, many times before, but an opportunity to create content for content creators. And you told me, you and Banana, how quickly did you realize we were the only people with cameras?
Very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the people there were like Good Mythical Morning and like, bigger YouTubers that like they only do a certain type of content, like a show. There wasn't that many vloggers there.
I guess that it really surprised me, but yeah. So you had a camera and I had my like regular handheld, and yeah, pretty much right off the bat. And then I was, you'll hear through, and you'll see as well throughout this video. I was getting very nervous and feeling awkward that I was the only person.
Were they all like, who's this guy? Probably, but at least I got to make this to share it with you guys. So the day started bright and early with me renting a limo to get us up to Beverly Hills because I didn't want Banana to have to drive us up there. I just thought it would be fun. So I started the day by finding my way into the beast.
We are, oh, here's the door.
There we go. There's a bag on the end of that seat in there. So
All right. How big is it?
It's huge.
Conversation I've had a lot.
Very long.
How far down? Oh my God. That's some space.
You're not even halfway there. Keep going. Keep going.
Wow.
Yep. Got to hit. Keep going.
No way.
Bam. Yeah.
That's the end?
That's the end. Yeah.
That's a big car.
Yeah, it's huge. And you got the bar right in front of you.
Perfect. So that limo seated how many? Like 10,
Yeah,
12 people? And it was just me, you, and Banana. Yeah, I was looking at this thing, again, I might have been giving people the wrong impression, like, look at this YouTube guy using his YouTube money to buy a limo. Like, again, if that was the YouTube money, that was the entire year's budget that I
wasn't
made.
YouTube money, baby.
No, and it was, to me, you've been doing so much work on this channel and there's no financial reward, and Banana's been doing so much. To me, like renting the limo as opposed to making one of you drive me/us up there felt kind of crappy. So this was the limo was kind of like my thanks to you guys. Like, hey, we're going to have a fun time, a fun experience. And so, especially to Banana, I was trying to make it like a present, kind of an event for her.
Yeah, that's all you need right there.
Yeah. So how was the limo ride?
So far, everything about the limo is cool, except we don't know how to play music. How's that coming, Brooks?
It's the most complicated I've ever done.
1 hour and 40 minutes later, the first glamorous thing we had to do was go prove our negative tests so we'd be allowed into the show.
Well, we cleared medical. I don't have a temperature. Banana doesn't have a temperature. And so now we're allowed in.
Yeah, we had to have our COVID vaccine cards.
Yeah, they sent we had to go. Me, you, and Banana went to like a CVS drive-through and got Well, we had to do some whole like entire procedure, right? Like a couple days before, and we had to show them that we were clear. And I was neurotic about doing it. I was like, I want to make sure that we get this done. I don't want to get kicked out of the award show because we don't have our clear cards. And then I think in that video we were probably just walking to or walking from the booth.
Yeah.
Where we literally, do you remember the guy was like, "Are you guys all set?" And we're like, "Yeah, we got our cards." He's like, "Okay." He didn't look
I
at
didn't
it.
think they looked at him.
He didn't
They
even look
just-
at
Yeah.
and Banana was like, "That was easy." I was like, "Yeah, that was a lot easier than I expected."
Yeah.
We actually got there really early, but already Banana and Brooks were spotting some familiar faces.
Nice in here.
That other guy looked familiar too. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, everyone.
I believe that the first person that you saw, if I'm remembering properly, was Tyler from the Arak channel.
Oh yeah, yeah, because his whole crew was there.
Yeah, all those guys, Bean and Tyler, and there are a couple other guys. They were like the whole presenting crew, and that was really, we walk into the Beverly Hilton, like immediately one of the presenting guys comes up and starts talking to us. I was like, "Hey, this is kind of cool."
Here's an actual funny question. The little Viking says, "I just accidentally dropped a 200-pound anvil while working in my forge, and I can't feel my foot anymore. I think it might be broken. Should I go to the hospital?"
I believe if the anvil says Acme on it and you are Wile E. Coyote, you might be okay. If it doesn't say Acme and you're not Wile E. Coyote, you should probably go to the emergency room.
Probably. If you have to ask, the answer is yes. Right?
I was like, I think I know that guy.
And speaking of familiar faces, this was a surprise to me, but
Oh, I know exactly who you are. You're so awesome. I do.
Did you say that to him or to me?
I said that to you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Of course. I like heard your voice and I was like, wait, there you go. Like face click. There you go. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
so
Thank
this
you.
we started our
Remember that woman? We were
Yeah.
like walking around. We got to it was the Beverly Hilton is where it was, right?
Yes.
And I thought we were there like on time. Like, I don't know, they said get here about then. So we got there about then. And we were literally like one of three of 7 YouTube people. And we were just kind of walking around. No one was there. We were down at some like lower level near an outside pool bar. And she was like the only woman around. And she recognized my voice and it was really nice. It was a fun, this is the point when being recognized and just being on YouTube in general was super new to me, like super new. I think
Yeah.
I'd just surpassed 1 million followers. I think I'd shot with Casey Neistat. I had not yet met Mr. Beast. And I wasn't used to being an influencer, if that was the
you
word.
had met Arak at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess I'd had.
You guys
had
had
it?
filmed
Yeah, okay,
Arak.
so
You
yeah.
guys needed the barber.
That's right. So yeah, I'd met Eric. I guess I had just met Mr. Beast, but it was all like super new,
Yeah.
and just getting this nomination was like mind-blowingly bizarre. Like I didn't
It
know
was
how,
out of nowhere.
yeah, completely out of nowhere. I was like, how did I get everybody there? You'll see people later. Like all the people there were like these big YouTube channels, and I was like, and me? How'd that happen?
adventure at the Beverly Hilton with a quick drink at the pool, and then tried to find the red carpet.
Banana's trying to find the way to the red carpet.
Breaking rules left and right.
You did just go through a spot you weren't supposed to go through.
It was like, do not enter. I was like, I'm going.
And then you just nominated after it anything else in the show.
Correct.
Okay, so then the red carpet would be this way.
Perfect.
You go out here and follow that.
Toward this side?
Yeah.
At this point, the crowd was picking up, and well,
Oh, that's close.
You have a king, so,
Yeah,
that was kind of on her.
Yeah.
What happened there? Did someone almost walk into
Someone
me?
almost ran into you. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's just a unaware, fashionable person.
So regular people and YouTube people, none of them noticed the blind guy cane.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how she expected me to see that.
Wait for this lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something that they would expect at this, right? Like they wouldn't expect a blind guy at this event.
Yeah, we didn't have.
Maybe
didn't
they
have
just thought it was like a cane, and you could actually see them.
Because I did have I had a nice suit on. I
It's like a
think.
pimp cane.
Yeah, I thought it was my pimp cane. They're like, that pimp almost knocked me over.
Right. That's an ugly cane for a pimp cane. He gets some more bling on that.
Let's not be dazzled. There's no jewels on that.
Yeah.
Lame
We
pimp.
actually
He's a pimp
I mean,
in
yeah, you got a
training.
purple shirt on, so
Little pimpy.
yeah.
have to go that way, so maybe you go. Yeah, yeah.
She looks, she's got a kind of nice. Not gonna say what she looks like there.
Oh, God. Does she look pimp? P.I.
Yes.
Okay.
I did bounce off a couple of people apparently, but we did find our way to the red carpet. I think.
I'm highly confused. So I'm in a line to get to a red carpet, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. How deep are we?
We're pretty close.
All right.
There's extremely unkempt in this.
Why?
My beard is like completely out of control. It was very like long at this point and unkempt, and my hair is long. I do not look like I belong there. I look like a homeless person.
You showed up as my grizzly bodyguard.
Yeah, I mean, I look scary.
Thanks.
sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good look for the entourage.
People post.
That's the funny thing too. You were only supposed to be given like one ticket to this thing, like me, and I was supposed to bring one person, and I was obviously going to bring Banana, and I wrote them this letter. I was like, I might need help like finding my way around the hotel and into the facilities, and I don't want Banana to take me into the men's room because that could be awkward. Could I please take someone else? And they gave me the extra ticket. And as it turns out, we'll see later in this video, I did need you to take me to the men's room at a very interesting period in time.
So that led to an amazing interaction.
Quite close.
Wait, I'm supposed to pose? I don't have a pose? You taught me how to pose on a surfboard last week, but I don't know how to pose on a red
You have
carpet.
to wear Maggie's jacket. There's a dude that's wearing Maggie's style jacket.
No way, really?
I'm like, shut up. Is that a dude or a girl?
Oh, great. Yo, who's that?
My name is Drew. I'll shake your hand there.
Yeah, there you go.
I am founder of the Streamy Awards.
Nice! Yeah, we actually got to meet Drew Baldwin, the founder of the Streamies, but again, I was feeling like a total nerd with my camera, and I was embarrassed to like stick it in his face, so I put it away.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my camera work this day, which, what do you expect camera work from a blind guy? I do my best, but a lot of this, I feel like I just like had it up against my chest because I was like, you guys kept telling me, you're like, you're still the only one, still the only one with the camera. So I don't know, maybe this next shot is going to be like a shot of Drew's stomach.
Hence that view you just saw.
So happy you're here.
I'm shocked to be here.
After that, I got sent off to the red carpet alone. I'm usually being guided by Banana, or in this case, Brooks, who was with us.
Where were you guys at this point?
I'm holding the camera, so
that
I'm like
makes sense.
standing off to the side.
And so in this, I'm in front of you. I believe I'm walking down the red carpet at this point, and you're behind me filming. Where's Banana? I felt very vulnerable. I just got like sent off on my own, and I could hear like a ton of people to I think my left. I feel like there was like a photographer pool or something.
Huge line of photographers.
And I think I didn't know. I thought I was just supposed to like walk like the. I used to do runway modeling. I was like, do I just walk the runway?
Yeah.
But then I think some guy like catches me. There's a guy about to catch
he's
me.
like sticking his hand out right now.
He like stops me and like.
And he has a sign that says Pete Gustin, but
Oh, really?
That's useless. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably identifying to the photographers.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So this is who you're taking a picture of. I didn't know there was a wow. So this thing was really well organized. So someone held up the sign of the creator as they were coming down the red carpet.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
But this time, this random guy I didn't know who did figure out I was blind was maneuvering me and placing me in front of the red carpet people to take some pictures.
Took a good picture, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Where's my banana?
All right, Pete.
Did we make it?
Good job, dude.
Wow.
You did it. Group photo with Maggie.
So at this point, I was confused. All of a sudden, Maggie was at the end of the red carpet. How did she get there?
I actually don't know. I was just gonna say, looking in the background here, I just had to have a personal note. I saw the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life.
You did keep mentioning that throughout the thing, and I was like, I'm totally missing out.
Yeah, it was mind blowing to be honest with you. But anyways,
Were there Instagram models at the Streamy Awards, or just all the YouTube women are just hot to begin with?
I don't know, man, but it was crazy.
Did you walk the red carpet, or did you go around?
No, well, I walked the red carpet because the red carpet kept going down this hallway where people were interviewing you.
Yeah.
But I didn't walk through the picture taking area.
Oh, okay. So I wonder if Banana like followed you around or something. I don't know. I got
be like, get that homeless man on the red carpet.
I remember getting to the end and just feeling relief that the two of you were there. I don't think you could hear it in the video. It was difficult to pick up, but there was really nice photographer in the middle of it during one of the pictures, and she said you have the most genuine and beautiful smile. I was like, oh, thank you. I don't know if you could hear it in the crowd, but
very true.
She made me feel so comfortable. Like I was really nervous during that red carpet walk. Like normally people are walking me to things, or it's someone I trust. I don't know. Like everything was just we're at the red carpet, and all of a sudden it's like go, and then some stranger is like maneuvering me and telling me there's like photographers in front of me, and I'm not used to that. And then that woman like saying that. Because I was nervous about how I looked, how I felt, where I was, what was going on, and she said that, and it like made me smile more. I'm like, oh, that's really nice, thank you.
Great picture.
What's that a picture of?
You and Banana.
Oh, on the red carpet?
Yeah.
Nice.
Looking like Hollywood.
Right after that was our red carpet interview, and since Banana was the one who looked really
This is great. The guy dismissed me totally. Yeah.
Nancy, he started in with her.
How are you? Here's a break. Yeah, I'm here with Pete Guston.
He said, who are you here with? Or he said, I forget what he just said, but Banana's basically like, I'm with Pete Guston, because he started to interview her because she looked like the star, right? She had the fancy clothes and everything. Yeah. The hair and the makeup. Yeah, she definitely.
You just look like the husband of a star.
Yeah, the blind guy that's tagging along.
That's me. Awesome. The reporter actually started off with a very interesting question.
What did you think about the reporter's questions?
He asked me what was the difference between this award show and other award show, which is a highly presumptuous question.
Right?
How does he know I've been to other award shows?
Like, as far as other YouTubers go, like, what are the chances?
Maybe you just have that vibe, Pete.
Yeah, I'm just a guy that does award. I mean, I have, but the thing was, I hadn't been to this one before. So, and Maggie's like, you didn't answer his question. I was like, yeah, I redirected because I didn't know how. I started talking about my channel.
Fortunately, Banana kind of saved the day and answered the actual question the guy had asked.
Go ahead.
As far as it's different from other red carpet events go, I felt like I could be more individual in this sense and show whatever style I wanted, because other ones are a little bit more formal.
We weren't quite.
Yeah, literally, I think it was like 2 weeks before that award show, Banana and I had just been to a different award show. And that was, I didn't wear the tie-dye shirt underneath. It was a very serious award show, and she had like the formal attire on. And this one was fun. I think she was wearing, throughout this video you've been seeing, I think she was wearing like a bubblegum Volcom party coat or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a furry coat.
Yeah, so it ended up being a good question, but how the hell did that guy know we'd been to other award shows?
That's a great question. Maybe he did his research on you.
Well, I would think that, except he didn't know who I was to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, you just look like a guy that's been to award shows. I would ask the same question.
Yeah, all right,
You
cool.
look like you've practiced for this.
Ready to head into the reception yet, so we headed back outside for a bit, along with a few other people.
Excuse us. Sorry.
I was going too slow. The blind guy with the
What did
Very rude, beautiful people.
Yeah, what just happened in that shot? Did they like? I heard "excuse us." Did they like run me off the sidewalk?
They just,
basically,
like, pushed you to the side.
Thanks.
That's cool. They're hot girls. They're allowed to pass.
You just said they're hot girls. They're allowed to
about
pass.
that.
That's pretty funny.
Oh man, we got a $5 super chat.
So you were the only one with the camera, or one of the only ones with the camera?
No, I was the only one.
That was Haunted Researcher again.
What up, Haunted Researcher? Yeah, as far as I know, from what you and Banana said, you and I were the only ones
The
with
only
cameras.
ones, yeah.
Like
it was
the
pretty,
only.
It was pretty weird, but
I think.
hey, we got this footage, which I think was worth it.
I think it was totally worth it. And I remember after the Streamy Awards, when we got this video out, I was trying to like hashtag search and try and like find, like no one else covered it. No one. And I feel like the guy Drew Baldwin that put this thing on, I feel like I'd be mildly annoyed if I were him. I don't know, because like I have 100 of the best creators on the planet and no one covered the damn thing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you'd expect some coverage.
Everyone was just there to party, man.
Yeah, totally.
We hopped back in the limo to get some snacks and to change out our camera batteries, because again, the only
Oh yeah, I was filming so much I killed a battery.
nerds filming, and we were filming a lot.
Hello, Brooks.
Hello.
You having fun?
Yeah, that was quite a spectacle in there.
Was that your first red carpet event?
That was my first red carpet. First time watching a YouTuber interview another YouTuber on
Wait,
the red carpet.
was I getting interviewed by a YouTuber?
I assume so.
I should have known who that guy was.
By the time we got
That's not even that special, the second one, but
A
that
YouTuber
was all
getting
that I could come up with, I guess.
on the spot. I'm always so clueless. Like after you said a YouTuber getting interviewed by a YouTuber, I was like, oh God, was I supposed to know who that guy was?
Well, Casey Neistat had already done that with you, so technically I wasn't even correct.
That's true. That is true.
everything together and we'd circled the block a couple of times, the line for the event was getting pretty massive. And as usual,
I'm lost and confused again.
I am too.
I'm always confused.
but we did eventually find our way back up to the entrance of the reception, accidentally. Or maybe not accidentally. I don't really know.
We just cut a large amount of line.
Yeah.
Banana just cut everything.
IDs.
IDs.
That was my situation.
The reception was amazing.
Remember who you saw in that line?
No.
You don't? It was one of your infamously favorite liberal leaning.
Oh yeah, with Hassan. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that line. I think a large portion got edited there. Maybe it wasn't that interesting, but we we missed a whole line. We missed getting our IDs, and Banana had to like cut the whole line to get us back in play. We got all twisted around and confused at a certain point.
Yeah.
I probably should have checked this like 10 minutes ago, but is this whole screen being shared, by the way?
Yes.
You can see it on the full screen?
Yeah.
Okay, just should have checked that 10 minutes
Like
ago.
crazy pants amazing. There was free drinks and free food and a lot of cool people to talk to, but
How much do you think this thing cost?
Dude, it was insane. How many people were there? How much food there was? Free drinks all night for everyone.
Free, like any drink you wanted, like
Dude.
anything you like. Make me a mint julep. They're like, yeah, okay. And I think it might be coming up, but the appetizers were like top notch, like
Yeah.
coconut, shrimp.
So there was the pre-party, there was the ceremony, and then there was an after party.
Yes.
There was probably 500 people just at each part. You know, it was insane.
I'll wait till the very end. There were some like crazy things going on at the post party that you were describing to me. I'm like, what? Really?
it was packed.
Navigating in here is super tough. I'm basically just holding on to Banana.
Hey, and speaking of free food, hors d'oeuvres plates are not exactly the easiest thing for a blind guy like me to navigate.
Stuff like this sucks. Like, you know, they're holding the plate out to you and they're expecting you to like reach and take it.
Right.
And even when I know, like if you were Banana, say there's like an hors d'oeuvre in front of you, I don't want to be like, Cookie Monster, grab, like, I don't want to like grab the whole plate. Like I can't navigate my way to an order. I forget what happens here, whether I actually find one or someone grab one for me. But like,
Banana's in the chat, and she is reminding us of the cocktail waitresses with lamps.
that's
on
what
their
I was.
heads.
That's exactly what I was going to talk
Yeah.
about when we got to that point. Yeah, that's totally what I was going to say. Yeah, the funny things that you wouldn't think would be stressful that end up being super stressful for me. Like I wanted the food, I totally wanted to try the food, but I was so nervous to try and let's see if I get something.
Yes.
Where do I go?
You got it.
Did I get it or did someone hand it to me?
You got it.
I reached out and found it.
Yeah.
Ooh, good.
It's so funny if you would just felt all of them
That's
first.
what I was afraid I was going to do.
And then like put your finger on one and then grab it, you know.
Do you think that the person serving would have kept going around, been like, I'm blind guy, just felt all these, but
Probably wouldn't have cared.
Pete manages to get a cracker.
I kind of feel like I stuck my hand in that whole plate, but I got one.
Now that I had at least a little food in my belly, I started asking who else is in this big giant party with us.
We are in a room full of people that we're supposed to know. Is what I'm getting.
Like I said, I've seen a couple. I probably know better than everyone else here in our group.
Yeah.
The first people Brooks and Banana spotted were the ones that would eventually end up winning Show of the Year, the guys from Good Mythical Morning.
Guys from Good Mythical Morning over there. Celebrity spotted. Other guys over there.
Pick them out pretty easily because they're both like 6'6", and then Rhett looks like a giant caveman.
And how's my film? I kept
You
getting
actually pointed it in exactly the right direction.
I think someone probably pointed me, but is the camera work? I feel like all my camera work is like from my belly level because I didn't want to be like.
Yeah, no, you did a good job.
That guy over there looks like he'd be in a Geico commercial.
I think she's talking about Rhett and the Geico.
Yeah, the caveman.
Yeah, she says he looked like the caveman from Geico. Does he kind of?
He does.
With like
That's the other guy from Good Mythical Morning.
She called him out.
What'd she
And
say?
She said that guy looks like a caveman. I was like, that's the other guy.
Okay, yeah.
And speaking of Good Mythical Morning, you gotta love Banana because once Brooks told her who they were, she walked right up to Rhett, introduced herself, and introduced him to me and was like, hey, he did a blind taste testing once himself. And I mean, I had my camera. I was feeling like such a dork with my camera because Brooks told me I was the only one in the party with one. So I was holding it really low and I did. I got the end.
Hey, is your name Rhett? Is your name? Yeah, Rhett. Pete, good to meet you.
Pete, nice to meet you. All right, nice to meet you.
I was holding it.
You were holding the camera during that shot?
It shows you shaking his hand.
Oh, okay. Well, I think at that point maybe I'd completely put it away or something.
Yeah.
There was no good shot. And then like how kind of embarrassing. Like he's one of the biggest YouTubers on the biggest show. It's about to win the big award. And I'm like, what's your name? Rhett? Like
Right.
I didn't know him at all. But yeah, Banana, she's just so great in so many ways. Like she just goes over and like grabs the guy and she's like, hey, come meet my fiance. And she did. She's like, he's done blind taste tests. You guys should do a collaboration. And he, I'm shy. I don't know. I don't feel like you would have the nuts to say that to him.
Definitely not.
And she totally was just like, you guys should do something together. And he's like, yeah, I mean, you know,
Just humored you. But
yeah, totally humored her, me, us.
Yeah, yeah.
But God love her for approaching those people. You know, you and I, you've seen them on there, and then I know how big they are, and the two of us like, woo, big famous people.
Yeah.
And Benny's like, I'll go get them. Don't worry. Meanwhile, you know, she'd navigated us through the line, gotten me the badge that I'd lost earlier, found the most famous guy at the thing. She was doing great.
After the reception, we moved into the room for the actual award ceremony.
Here we are at our table.
Is this the shot? Is there a shot of the reception room?
Yeah, well, this is our table and
Okay.
kind of the reception. It's a little blurry right now.
All right, but hopefully you'll see. Like,
Yeah.
it was.
We were really close.
Right in front of the Streamies. Pete, how did we get here?
I don't know.
How did
This
this
whole night,
happen?
I've never been more confused than this entire night.
I was feeling pretty good.
Oh yeah.
This is insane.
Question: how did we get here?
How did we get
How
here?
did we get to this point?
Are we, so we're like second row table, front row table?
Second, pretty much, yeah, second row, literally.
Maybe they thought if they got the blanket.
Cakes on our plate, little nice hors d'oeuvre cakes.
And I feel like they had. Is the champagne on the table yet?
Yes.
They served us.
Looks like it.
I think everybody in that room got a glass or a flute of champagne. Again, just adding up the cost of this thing, like it was
insane.
massive.
I was like, where did the money come from?
I don't
Why
know.
did they do it?
Why did they-
Like, is it YouTube put it on? I guess they did, right?
I think the Streamies might be a separate entity because there were people. It's very associated with YouTube, but a couple of the people that were nominated had like TikTok videos.
That's right. Yeah, we were at our table. The person to the right of us was a big TikToker, not a YouTuber.
Right. So the reason I brought up the champagne is a mild backstory. Champagne makes me have to pee a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not good. After I have even the smallest amount of champagne, I have to pee. So keep that in mind.
Really close to be able to see?
Now, the most awkward part of the evening came when I had to run to the bathroom. Now, even I know not to film when you're going to the bathroom, so the cameras were off. But I had about 3 minutes to the start of the show, and I just had to go. So I told Brooks to help me find the bathroom. And
that's why I brought you. That's why that's why I got the extra ticket.
I'm a great bathroom attendee, so I get to go to award ceremonies in LA for free.
It was literally my pitch to the Streamy Awards people. What if I need someone to take me to the
we're
restroom?
running out of the venue, and I bounce into a person right at the entrance, and I hear, "Hey, Pete, it's Eric." Eric.
My cane hit him. I hit Eric.
Oh.
Eric was the host of the entire thing, and he and I had filmed together a couple months earlier, and we'd been texting earlier in the day, and I said, hey, if you see me at the event...
Wait, you had met Mr. Beast.
Yeah, I forgot. I had met him.
By the way, Mr. Beast looked a little big right here.
Oh, he's in the...
Pre his workout phase.
What, is there a video of me with him?
Yeah, in Iraq.
Oh, we're all in the same room in this picture? I didn't even know that was in here. Is this adding to the myth that I'm like 6'10"? Do I look taller
You
than...
do look bigger than both of them. You look really tall. You look like a secret agent or something too. I don't know. You just look really cool. And they look like they're like really intimidated by you.
Oh, that's kind of funny. So we were in Eric's theater room. Can you tell that from this shot at all?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd walked in there. Someone told me I was in a theater, and I kind of touched a side wall, and then I reached out with my left hand. I was holding my cane with my right hand, and I felt a chair and a chair and a chair, and I kind of assembled in my head. I'm like, okay, I'm in a little mini movie theater, and so I'm talking to Mr. Beast at a certain point in this night, and I said something about the seats. I don't know why I brought up the seats, and he goes, "How do you know they're seats if you're blind?" And I literally was about to start explaining that whole thing to him, and Banana was like, "He's in the theater. Of course there's seats."
Right.
But he was quick. It was actually quick of him to recognize that, and I don't think he was like trying to call me out or anything. But very quickly, he's like, "How do you know that there's seats if you're blind?"
Yeah, he's a smart guy, right?
He is, and that whole night, Eric basically gave me the thumbs up to go and film with Mr. Beast. But I knew it wasn't his job to give me anything. Like he wasn't like, "Hey, let's film a video." But he was being nice enough. Like Banana had the camera in his face. I listened back to that video, and it was me just yammering. I mean, I was embarrassed. I like yammered at Mr. Beast for about 10 minutes about voiceovers and voice acting and video delivery and stuff, because I was just trying to get him to respond to something. Like he wasn't going to tell me a story. Hey, here's what it's like to be Mr. Beast. I was just trying to get something from him, and I just like yammered forever. He was very nice. He let me give him voiceover classes. At a certain point, I was teaching him how to properly say all the letters of the alphabet.
I remember that.
Say hi. Problem was, it was the worst timing ever because he was literally just about to make his entrance.
This is talking about Eric again, going back to I was trying to leave to go pee, and Eric was coming through the main doors to come in.
I tried to reach out and shake his hand and be like, oh, hey. But Brooks is like, get out of the way, because the spotlights were coming on and they were pointing at him as he was getting ready to make his entrance. That actually was one of the most nerve-wracking parts of the evening. The other one came when they were announcing my category.
Light Surfer Pete Gusting.
The one time of the day when I'm definitely not thinking about what is when Now, I wasn't nervous at this point because I honestly wasn't expecting to win. But what
that video, I helped you get into that wave.
Oh yeah.
Just saying. That was one of the best waves I've seen you catch.
That whole video, you can rewatch it. It's called Too Scared to Be Sad, I think. And it was like my best day of surfing. You got me in the perfect spot. Every wave, I didn't miss a wave. I didn't wipe out on a wave. I like nailed like
that was the day that other blind YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Rath he was getting destroyed on the inside, which honestly anybody would have gotten destroyed on the inside that day.
Yeah.
You got me all the way to the outside. How big do you think the waves were that day?
It was like a 6-7 foot sets.
I was making
8 foot set. Yeah, you caught one that was even crazier than that one that I don't know if you made, but I remember I was paddling out and I think you caught it yourself. And it was huge.
Yeah.
And you like just did the craziest freaking airdrop from the top.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you made it, but it was one where I was like, oh my gosh, that's insane.
That one is in that video, and you can hear Banana. I forgot I took that one by myself. The waves are so big that day. I was having a good sense. I could feel when they were coming.
Yeah.
But Banana, she's like, you hear her go, ooh, whoa, Pete, killing it today when I landed that one, because it did. When I don't have the heads up from you or whoever I'm coaching, I get an even later start than usual.
Yeah.
So that wave kind of took me to the top, shot me out into the air. Like I wasn't like 5 feet in the air, but I was in the air for a second and then boom, dropped and kept going. It was a scary day, but made for a hell of a video.
How they were in.
Oh, sorry. It was good that day because it was big, but it was uncrowded.
Yes.
Where we were at. And
Yes.
It wasn't closing out. So one of those rare days.
Yeah.
Announcing, Brooks and Banana were talking about, hey, how do we get him up to the stage? What's the best route to take? And I'm thinking, why? Do they know? Has something been put up on the screen? Did they know that what's going on here? And they finally made the announcement, and it actually did go to another YouTuber.
Jester!
After the
Do you remember that you and her started talking about? You remember that? Like you were trying to figure out, do I take him up? Do you take him up?
Yeah.
What's the best way to go? And I started getting, I remember, I think I might talk about this later, so I don't want to double up, but that video at the time only had like 10,000 views, and the other people in the category all had millions of views. So I was like, I'm clearly like the token guy here. But yeah, you guys started talking about like, how do we get to the podium? And I started getting, and then I started thinking like, what am I supposed to talk about? I didn't have anything in mind, particular, but I do know I was feeling very appreciative and thankful to Banana, especially because being this whole thing is talking about what it's like to be an influencer and to be recognized. But talking about, I was doing a lot of thinking about what it had done to her. Every time we go out, I get recognized. I've always got cameras on, sticking cameras in her face, trying to get content. And I was very appreciative to her. And I remember thinking, if I win this thing, I definitely want to dedicate and talk to and about her. I started getting that in my head when you guys were talking about how to get me up there. And I wasn't going to be disappointed that I didn't win because I wasn't expecting it. But then I started thinking, about what I wanted to say and how much I wanted to thank her and appreciate her. And then I didn't win. I was like, crap, I didn't get to say that. I never got to. So that part kind of bummed me out that I didn't get to officially thank her in front of everybody. Because I do feel like anybody who's, this vlog style YouTube thing, like we were talking about it at the very beginning, the amount of content. So the fact that I've got cameras rolling.
It was pretty intense back then.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing 7 a week back then.
Yeah, it was pretty pretty intense.
And I feel like everybody got mildly used to it. Like, as soon as you walk through the door, there's a camera in your face. Like, anytime we left the house, there's a camera. And, you know, Banana was not cool with it at first, and she shouldn't have been because it's friggin' weird. But then she got cooler and cooler and better with it and started to roll with it and then became very supportive and everything. So it was a lot to ask. You know, before she met me, I wasn't doing YouTube. I wasn't doing so. I was behind the microphone. No one knew my face at all. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, by the way, our whole lives are going to be put on video. And she's been great with it. So that was the one thing in my panic mind I started thinking as they announced who was going to win. I did not get to thank her at that event.
So the fun didn't even stop there. It continued at another location.
We are now at the after party, which I'm assuming is costing a fortune because everything here is free.
Brooks actually found some sort of spinning contraption thingy that he had us get in line for.
In line for something.
This was from Pixter Photo Booth, and they told us to share these things with hashtag Pixter, so here you go, hashtag Pixter. Overall, it was an amazing event.
It's so funny. I do like a salute, but it's in slow motion, and it's like coming towards me.
Is the picture of us on the spinning thing up right now?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Were you supposed to move? Because I didn't move.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. Is that because it spins, you can move, and it tracks what you're doing in slow mo.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I mean, you don't have to, but like you can.
I didn't know what was going on. And the thing that Banana was messaging in the comment section on the way in, I bumped someone very lightly, but you were like, oh my God, like the reaction you had to it seemed like incongruous to what I thought just happened. And you told me that I bumped into a girl in a dress that had a lampshade on her head, and was she holding hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah.
That could have been a
really bad
mess.
Yeah.
Like, cause she couldn't see through the lampshade. Like, what a weird job.
Yeah.
Like, you get hired. I'm assuming, is it inappropriate to ask? I'm assuming she had like an amazing body.
They all did, yeah.
But they put a lampshade on her head.
Yeah.
There were and I believe you went through a set of double doors to get into this thing. On either side was a girl with a lampshade on her head holding out treats.
Correct.
And I bumped into one of them.
Correct.
Do you think was there any thought in your mind, you might have had a drink or two, that you were going to let me like straight on bump into the girl with the lampshade in her head?
I think because of the drinks, I was not as attentive as I could have been.
And then throughout, I don't know if I get to it, but the sequin dress that Banana was wearing, I think that they were like black or dark covered couches in this thing. By the end of the night, she was leaving about 5,000 sequins on every seat that she sat down in. And the other thing I remember from this night was Nate and, it's a married couple that like traveled. There's Nate and his wife, a travel channel, very, very, very popular channel, way bigger than mine. And he came over and sat with us for a while and told us that he was inspired by the channel. One of the only other YouTuber that came over and said that to us. That was really cool.
And I feel so lucky and surprised that I got to go. And I know everybody's like, all right, stop being overly humble. But seriously, if you know my stuff on YouTube, I'm mostly known for my shorts. My shorts get millions and millions of views, but the one I got nominated for was a long form video. And at the time I got nominated, I think it only had like 11,000 views. And most of the people in these categories have millions and millions of views in their longs and tens of millions of followers. So yeah, I was really surprised that I got in there. And who do I have to thank for that? I know it's people. We all spend a lot of time trying to please the algorithm, but in order for my little video and my relatively smaller channel to get nominated, that was people. People saw that video, they were moved by it, they were inspired by it, and for me to get the nomination and just get to go, that's why I was surprised, and that's why I'm thankful. But yeah, it was an awesome day. Awesome.
Well, that's what that whole thing about the Streamies, the fact that I was in there, it wasn't just, hey, let's pick the biggest guys with the biggest numbers and award them. I thought that was cool. Like the fact that I got in there with the tiny video like that, I was like, oh, they're actually awarding content. As opposed to just
the spirit behind the content,
as opposed to just numbers. I mean, all the big numbers people were there, but they managed to find some other people who made some good videos as well. I thought that was cool.
Night, long day.
Brooks is on his way out. Banana's on her way out.
Says who?
She said, "Says who?"
Fun.
That
was a good time.
the way out.
Yeah.
At that point, I was passed out, holding on for dear life.
You can go back to the Streamlabs,
Okay.
but so I stopped the video at that point, and I was sad I did because I was still like I was like wide awake, and I don't know, maybe I had like Captain and Cokes or something like that, or I was just jazzed up from the whole day. Like the whole thing was amazing to me.
It was amazing.
But right after I stopped the camera, you were asleep, I think, as I was recording that, and soon as I hit beep 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 beep, the GoPro goes off. You go, I'm not asleep. I'm like, yeah, you are. Go back to bed.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life, and so I have to thank you again for bringing me, because that was one of the greatest experiences ever in my whole life.
That was it was my pleasure to take you. I mean, like you said, you were a large part of the video that got the nomination and everything else that you've done. But yeah, that was an interesting. The whole thing was interesting. Like that was I guess in a course of like 3 months, I'd filmed with Casey Neistat, filmed with Eric, met Mr. Beast, got invited to the Streamy Awards. But I've always felt like, and I didn't get the nomination the following year, so I've always kind of felt like a bit of an outsider, just some voiceover guy who does YouTube. So yeah, going back to in general, like what do we have for time?
We're at 6:08.
Oh, look at that. But yeah, I think to sum up the whole thing, like what weirdness has this done for my life? In the end, it's cost me a fair amount of money doing social media, but it's connected me with a lot of people. You know, the very first time I interacted with a blind person in my life was when I met Anthony Ferraro.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'd had no interaction with blind people, and then I got to meet Molly Burke. You know, because I didn't go to blind school. I never had any official blind person training or anything like that. So it connected me with those two, and I got to meet Dan Mancina. And again, I feel like for the most part, social media has been an outlet for me. Like going through losing your vision is a friggin' trauma. Like it's horrible.
Terrible.
Like, I mean, I came out to San Diego 9 years ago, and at that point, I was able to walk down the street on my own. I couldn't see people's faces, but I could recognize shapes, and I could kind of maneuver. And I've gone in a very short amount of time from that to I need to be guided closely, or I'm going to walk into someone or into something. And I truly feel like having the ability to talk about this on social media, has been huge for me.
Yeah, well, and I mean, just the impact that you have on so many people. You know, your YouTube comments are some of the most heartfelt, positive, just kind of meaningful comments I've seen on any YouTube channel about how many people are inspired by you, and how many people that have called into the show that have vision problems and other disabilities that you inspired to do things. I think your impact, as far as the good that you do on YouTube, is 100x greater than a lot of these bigger YouTubers that get millions of views that are just blowing stuff up or giving away tons of money. That's my take on your channel.
I do feel, I mean, at a certain point, it's going to be hard to keep up. Doing 18 videos a month. Yeah, I mean, at some point it's going to come to an end. And I don't want it to. Because of everything we just said. I feel like this community's been great. Thanks to, everybody that watches, all the commenters, everybody that's contributed and sent me stuff for Blind Guy Unboxings. I know it's going to end. Everything does.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's going to be, the algorithm is going to stop feeding me to people someday in favor of people giving away money and blowing things up. Or if it's just going to be me being like, I need this time back in my day to focus on my voiceover career, as me and other voice actors and actors are fighting the good fight against AI. I might need more time in my day eventually, but as long as it's going on, as long as they're still feeding it to people, that's the reason I'm doing it. And has it changed my life? I think so, but not in the way anybody expected. I think people think like, you start getting millions of followers and millions of subscribers and millions of views, you've got all the money in the world and you just make a couple videos a week. It's the exact opposite of that. I'm losing money and working a ton, but I enjoy it.
You're doing something meaningful at least.
And yeah, that's it exactly. Good way to sum it up.
Yeah.
I believe we're past the hour.
We are.
Is there anything in the comments that we should address, or anything you wanted to yap about?
No, I think it's all good, man.
All right.
It was a fun show.
Well, thanks.
People seem to like us reviewing our adventures. So
I'm always happy to talk more about me. I will review more of me in the future.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you to everybody, and we'll be back. Brooke's back in school again, working on a master's degree.
One more semester. Let's go.
You got 2 more semesters.
Well, one more of full class.
Okay. So depending on Brooks' schedule and all that stuff going forward, we'll either be back next Wednesday or the Wednesday after. And thank you again to everybody. Hope you had